Hi, it's Ellen Violette here, and I hope you're seeing a clear screen because I'm having a little bit of trouble with my iPhone, but hopefully it's not doing in Facebook what it's doing on my screen. Anyway, today I want to talk about publishing your book. So the reason I want to talk about this is there seems to be a lot of confusion. People seem to be stressing over how they should publish their book, whether it should be a book or an ebook, and what formats they need to do their book in. So let's see, hi. Oh wow, so a lot of people are joining us. Nice to see you guys here. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is that, it used to be that ebooks and books were really different. And so people would do an ebook and they would think that what they were doing with a book was different. But now it's like people just write a book, and then what they do is hi Melissa, what they do is they format it so that it's in as many different formats as possible, because you just want people to be able to get it however it is that they want to see it. So, that means putting it in a book, putting it in ebook form, which is digital. And if you have the know-how and the money to do it with, hi Tom, nice to see you here. And if you have the money to do it, you can also do it as an audiobook. And audiobooks are very hot right now. So it's not a matter of, should I do it this way or should I do it that way? The only thing that I think really should be a consideration is if you can afford to do it. And of course, there are different ways to do it and different levels of professionalism doing it. But what people always say if you're just getting started is just, go to Fiverr, or we have book services as well, but not the real low end stuff. We have really great covers, and my clients all go to #1 bestsellers. So anyway, but the point is that and some people don't believe me because they're book snobs. They're still thinking like it's 1998. And they're thinking, oh, well, a book is, prestigious, and a book is really going to make me be important, and an ebook isn't. And that's just wrong thinking now. So the first thing is if you want to sell books, you have to think like a marketer first, and then an author. So that means, again, going back to that idea of, how do the people want to receive what I'm trying to give them? And so, you don't want to just say, well, I'm only doing it this way because I think it's more prestigious, or somehow it's going to make me, look better than if I have an ebook. So the other thing is that there are all of these amazing promotional tools in Amazon that you can't use with a book. And the reason you can't use them with a book is that it costs you too much money to do anything with a book, because if you're going to give away books, you're going to pay for them, and then you're giving them away, it's going to come out of your pocket. Whereas if you do it as a KDP promotion or a countdown, which are the two that you can do with digital books, then it's not going to cost you money. I mean, once you've got your book up there, that's it, and then you can give them away, or you can do countdowns. Now, I always have my clients do free ones first, and the reason I do that is because a lot of them don't have any, they're not big in social media, they don't have a following, and so it's a really good way to start and jumpstart what you're doing. But if you don't publish as an ebook, then you won't have that. And if you don't have that, then you can't use the promotional tools. Now, as far as doing it in paid, it's harder, and the reason it's harder is because there are all these announcement sites that will announce your free book. More people are going to download it if it's free. And again, I'm going to go back to don't be a book snob, because a lot of people think, oh, well, I don't want to give my book away. But think about it. I mean, how do we market in the year 2018 when I'm recording this? We give stuff away. We give away checklists. We give away videos. We give away, free video series. We give away special reports. So why wouldn't, why would it be upsetting to you to give away a book? And the thing is, when you do it as a launch, I mean, we just do it for a couple of days. It's not forever, and some people do actually write a book that they put on their site, and they just give a free book, and they make that, that they're always giving a free book, and you can do that too. So Tracy says, how long should you be giving it away for free? That's a great question. It really depends on what your strategy is and what you're trying to do. Now, I've worked with some fiction writers where they just wanted to build their list, like they're doing a series of books. Oh, it says, well, that's not, no, I'm going to do that. Oh, cool. Okay. So Tom says, gave away 2,500 ebooks on KDP. Each book had the potential for a sale worth $600 a year. So there you go. So, yeah, but what I was going to say is that with fiction writers, and where they just wanted to like use the first book to help grow their list and then use that for their second book, we did a 5-day, and it was just really focused on book selling. I mean, on list building. And then when I do them with nonfiction writers, we generally just do them for 2 days. And the reason we do it just for 2 days is we've seen that on the third day, it really tends to drop off on the freebies. And then I would rather have them start to make sales. And so we use them for 2 days and then build momentum. So into the third day, they're actually making sales with their book. And a lot of times, I mean, all my authors have gotten to #1 that were nonfiction, but in fiction, it's a lot harder because there are a lot of these authors who just, churn out these books, and they've got these humongous lists. And people will say to me, and I'm getting a little bit off the subject here, but people will say to me, well, how do I make it #1? He says, exactly right, 2 times 2 times 1 on days to give away. Yeah. So, how do I make it #1? And the thing about getting to #1 is you just have to be one lower than everybody else who's on there, and the person who's #1 right now. So, and that's going to be different depending on different categories, depending on different days. Sometimes you can run into a juggernaut, but it's way more feasible and probable that you're going to run into a juggernaut when it's a fiction book. So Tracy says, I wrote a difficult book that is not yet published. It's a workbook and resource book with many, what does that say? With many, links. So ebook is the way to go, but I would also like a Yes, absolutely. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, why not have a book and an ebook? And the very first one that I did was actually a workbook, and I only did it in EPUB at the time because 1, I didn't know any better, and 2, it was inexpensive, and 3, it was about writing an ebook. And so I thought, well, if people are looking to write ebooks, they're going to be doing it in the ebook form. Well, now I don't think that way anymore, because I know that, again, you should give them how they want it. But I have had some people come to me lately and say, well, I'm doing a workbook, and so, do I still do it in EPUB or not? I thought I should only do it as a PDF. But again, people can go and download it and print it out if they want to. And people love instant gratification. And that's one of the things that you get with EPUB is the digital. I call it the EPUB because that's the format that we do them in. But that's the thing is like, okay, so yeah, you think of a workbook being a physical book, and that's great, but it doesn't mean you can't do it as an EPUB as well. And as I started to say, people like instant gratification, so you never know. And then on top of that, there's Matchbook. So sometimes, what you can do is you can have a physical book, and if you have the physical and the EPUB, you have your choice, and you can put it in Matchbook. And what that means is when they buy the book, they can also get the EPUB. And you can either give it to them for free, you can do it for 99 cents, or you can do it for $1.99, and it's up to you. And which strategy that you decide to use with that publishing option really depends on, I think, your target market. So, if you really want to be nice and feel like, well, they're buying the book, therefore I want to give them the Kindle, you can. And, or you can sell it. And the example that I always use is Bed Bath & Beyond, because you can go there and spend a lot of money, but when you get up to the register, they have all these little things that are just a few bucks, because they know that people will be enticed by that and they're going to buy some of them. And when you've got lots and lots of customers, I mean, for them, that adds up to millions of dollars. So it's really a decision if you're thinking, I want to make money off of this, or whether I want to be a really great, nice person because I want them to know me, like me, and trust me, and I have other things to sell later that I'm more concerned about than whether I give this for 99 cents or $1. So that's really the thing. So Tracy says, I'm clueless with the next step. Formatting is an issue with all the links in it. Okay, not sure about affiliate marketing with all the links. Okay. Yeah, I mean, those are decisions that you have to make. I mean, the simpler that an EPUB is, the better in a lot of ways. But by the same token, I mean, we've done formatting for many different kinds of books, books with lots of links, books with no links, books with charts. So it can be done. But the one thing I don't suggest is going to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And the worst thing you can do is start to try to do it yourself and then decide that you can't do it yourself and then bring it to us to have us do it for you, because that has happened. And when that happens, what we have to do is we have to strip it and start over. And so then it's even more expensive. So that, you know, I definitely wouldn't do that. Yes, and Tom is saying, which, yeah, Kindle frowns on direct affiliate links. Yep. Yeah, they don't like anything that's taking you off of their site. And they've also gotten more picky lately. I've noticed that we've had more issues with all kinds of different links lately than we used to have. So they are paying closer attention than they used to. So can somebody tell me, I mean, does my screen look okay? Because like I said, my screen is kind of messed up, but I can't really tell how you guys are seeing it. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to say. Better to take them to, do a simple link to your site where you put the affiliate links. Yeah, I mean, if you have like a resource page, that's a great way to do it. You know, just have a resource page, and all those things that you would have put in the book, you can then just put on that page and send them to that page. Oh, great, perfect screen. Good, good. I was hoping that was the case. Okay, so for everybody's listening, I'm so honored that Tom's here. Tom just started his podcast, and it's called, what is it? Screw the Commute. And I was one of the people that helped to promote it. But anyway, I love Tom, and I always say he's one of the interviews I did very early on years ago with him, and Jeff Herring has always been one of my favorites. And if you like people who are irreverent and fun and entertaining, definitely check Tom's podcast out. Okay. I was thinking of a resource page, right, for the printed book with all the links. Yeah, well, why not do the same thing? When you say, oh, inside the book, you're saying, yeah, you can do that on a physical book and it doesn't get in the way. But what we were saying was that on the ebook, on the EPUB, that you might want to do it more going to your site, and then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, any other questions about the publishing part? Like I said, just don't be a book snob. Think about it as, you know, marketing first, being an author second, and I know that's really hard for authors. I mean, we love our work, we get attached to it, and that's it, you know. So, okay, yeah, I like that idea, smart, love it. Okay, great, yeah. And just be aware also that I was on a podcast earlier today with Heather Havenwood on her podcast, and she was surprised. I was telling her that Amazon used to send do their publishing through CreateSpace, but now what they did was they created their own within kdp.amazon.com, KDP Select. And so now, by the end of the year, they're going to phase out CreateSpace. So if you've got books over there, you're going to need to move them over. And if you don't, definitely start doing them in Amazon. Start publishing in Amazon, because you're going to have to do that anyway. And just know that the formatting is slightly different on the two. Okay, so you may need to make some adjustments to that. When we do them for people, I've gotten to the point where I just have my formatter go in and do it for people, so they don't have to mess around with it anymore. I just got tired of dealing with them on that. And anyway, and then the other thing you want to be aware of when you're publishing is make sure that when you do the EPUB and you do the PDF, that you get them so they're on the same page, because otherwise what happens, and I made that mistake once, learned fast, is that when you go and you click on the page, you know how it'll come up and it'll say, you know, this book is available in, and then it'll say like Kindle and you know, PDF, Audible, whatever they are. But if you don't put them in the same thing, then you'll have two different pages, and then people won't know that they're available unless they go to that, and then you've got two links, and it's just a mess. So you want to make sure that when you publish, you make sure that you publish them so that they show up on the same page. Okay, so yeah, CreateSpace is going away. Yep. I don't know if they're going to keep it for anything else, but I know that you can now do the publishing all in one place in kdp.amazon.com, and that's where you want to do it going forward. Okay. As far as whether CreateSpace will still be available at all, I don't think it will, but I guess I need to do some more research on that particular thing, because someone was asking me if they could leave them in both. So I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I've been sitting on the book for 3 years, time to release it. I would say so. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, I mean, for each person, it kind of takes as long as it takes. I know a lot of people do get really spooked by the whole publishing piece of it. It's, you know, it's one, what's the word I'm trying to think of? You know, it's one talent to write books, and then it's totally different, you know, for doing all the tech stuff. So, you know, if that's difficult for you, then don't do it. I don't do it. I mean, it's just, I'm telling you, the thing that really got me was one of my friend and colleagues is Lori Morgan, and I remember she said, oh my God, when she went to publish her first book, I think it was, and she went, oh my God, you know, I even have a team and it was horrible and everything. And I thought, that does it for me. I'm not doing this anymore. But there are programs that you can buy to do formatting, and there are also free things that you can use. So one of the free ones is called Jutoh, JUTOH.com. The other one is Calibra-ebook.com. And then there's a template, and you can get that, and I'll put these down below, but I think it's http:// I'm like writing this down so I can see what it looks like over here. That's why I'm looking away. http://ellenlikes.com/book design templates. Okay, so scared to death to put it out. Okay, why are you scared to put it out? Here's the thing about putting stuff out. We're getting off the subject, but that's fine. So the thing about putting it out, I've had people say, oh my God, I'm afraid that it's going to be successful. So to those people, I say, if you don't do a lot of marketing, you don't have to worry. I mean, even if you do a launch and you get a whole bunch of buzz, if you don't follow up, then it's not going to be super successful long term. And if it's not successful, there are some things that you can do actually to try to avoid that as much as possible. So what I would say about that is, you know, have some people look at it who you you know, respect their opinion, get some feedback, and, you know, make changes if you need to before you put it out. And also, if it makes you feel better, you know, you can ask some people for reviews that you don't end up putting on that don't end up going on Amazon, but maybe you'll end up using them on your site. But if it gives you more confidence, then, you know, that's another thing you can do. And then also there are so many sites where people are willing to give you feedback. Our community, oh no, my battery's low. My community is facebook.com/groups/self-publishing community, and you're welcome to join us there, and you can ask for feedback. And I know there are other, you know, sites as well, but you know, get people to support you and help you. But there is one thing though that I will say about getting feedback, and that is that everybody has an opinion. And so you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt, in the sense that, you know, you don't know where somebody's coming from. So if they're jealous or they're angry or whatever, you know, somebody might hate your book, and there's nothing you can do about that. But if you get the same feedback over and over and over, or from several places, that's when it's time to really look at it and go, okay, well, maybe I need to change this. And I learned that even before, oh, you're welcome, before I was in this business. You know, I was in the music business for 20 years, and I had written a song with somebody, and there was one word in a line that we loved. I can't remember what it is now, but we loved it. But when we would go to the A&R people, which is artists and repertoire, they kept pointing to that word and saying, you know, like it wasn't a 9th grade word, it was a word people had to think about, and they didn't like it. So we eventually changed it. I hated to change it, I have to be honest, but we changed it because we kept getting that same piece of feedback over and over. And so that's the only time I would really consider, you know, making some changes. But, you know, because everybody, like I said, everybody is going to have an opinion, and you may or may not have to go with your gut. Anyway, I think I'm about to lose my internet here, so I think I better sign off for today. But I hope you'll join us in facebook.com/groups/self-publishing community if you're not in there yet, and you're always welcome to ask questions, and sometimes I use those to do these live events. And I want to thank you all for coming, and thanks for the hearts and the love and everything. Thank you.